Nwafo Orizu took over from Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who had become the ceremonial president of Nigeria. And of course, during the January 15, 1966 military coup, Chief Ekpomoriri and others were removed from office preemptorily by the military coup led by some young idealistic officers. And let me very quickly correct one historical profanity. One historical profanity. Because by the grace of God, I'm not just a lawyer, I'm an historian and an archivist. And things must be put in historical perspective. Whenever I hear people say the 1966 coup was an Igbo coup, it is a lie from the pit of hell. It is not true. It was a coup led by dissatisfied, disgruntled Nigerians. There were 21 people in all, with the forefront leader being Major Kaduna Nzogu Chukwuma from Okpanam near Asaba in the present day state. Therefore, let me tell you that others who have always made them to say it was an Igbo coup were Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna, Major Chris Anuforo, Major Timothy Onwatuego, Major Humphrey Chukwuka, Major Don Okafo, Captain Ben Bullier, Captain Emmanuel Ngobosi, and Captain Ogbu Oji. These were the 7 Igbos. But now, let us look at the list of the coup players. We have Major Adewale Ademoyegun. He was Yoruba. He's the one who authored the book, Why We Struck. We had Captain G. Adeleke. He was Yoruba. We had Captain Fola Oyewole. He was Yoruba. Who authored the book, The Reluctant Rebel. We had Lieutenant Aru Egbiko. He was Isian from our own Edo State. We had Lieutenant Tijani Kasina. He was Hausa Fulani. We had Lieutenant O. Olafe Miyo, Yoruba. We had Captain Gibson Jalo. He was of the Middle Belt. We had Lieutenant Hope Harris Egaga. He was an Urobo man. We had Lieutenant Dag Waribori. He was an Ijoman. We had Second Lieutenant Saleh Dambo. He was Hausa. And we had, finally, Second Lieutenant John Atom Bera. Many of you knew him as a military administrator. He was of TV extraction. They were 21. So whenever you hear people say it was an Igbo coup in 1966 that removed the Senate and the entire National Assembly, tell them it is historically incorrect. It's not correct. Haven't put this one in its proper place. I have defined from my own dictionary, which I've termed Ozekopedia. So you have Wikipedia, you have Encyclopedia. I have my own Ozekopedia. I have brought out certain demos that we are practicing. Demo means people. Crazy means about them. We practice so many crazes except demo. That word defined by Abraham Lincoln on the 19th of November 1863 during his Gettysburg Declaration as government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Do we have government of the people in Nigeria today? What we have, electionocracy. Electionocracy is a system where every 4-year interval we go through a ritual to elect or select our leaders. They use 2 years to go round thanking the people and doing 1 or 2 road projects, which will be washed away after the first rain. They used the 3rd year campaigning silently, and by the 4th year, it is full-blown election. So we don't really have democracy dividends. We don't have people to impact on the common people. We only have people who come and give some rice, some mudus of rice and wrappers to people, or 5,000 naira to 10,000 to vote for them or select them or elect them. And then after that, they forget the people. Do you see them again when they are elected? They are in dark, blackened vehicles. And they won't even open the door to wave at you to say, well done. So that is electionocracy. From my Ozekoeh, the next one is legislatocracy. Legislatocracy is a crazy, which is not democracy, by which the legislators, instead of looking at Section 4 of the Constitution to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of Nigeria, they make laws for their pockets. They do not consider the people. The present Senate, since Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Dr. Nwafọ Orizu, Dr. Joseph Waya, has been the worst of all the senates in Nigeria's history, with the 8th Senate arguably being the best, because they could challenge executive lawlessness and impunity. This Senate is a Senate of Agama lizard. Agama lizard is simply saying yes, yes, yes. It will never say no. Yes, Mr. President. Any budget, any request, yes, sir, Mr. President. So I call them Mr. Yes, Yes Senate. I've also called them Mr. Take a Bow Senate. A person has come before the Senate to be examined and scrutinized for a critical national assignment. And you look at the person, I say, oh, Professor Mike Ozekomeh, I say, we know you. We know you will do the job very well. Take a bow. So everybody goes there to take a bow. What makes you think I can do the job? Have you interrogated me? Have you asked about my bona fides? Whether I'm a square peg in a square hole? Have you found out? That is not the kind of Senate that we are looking for. By the way, what is the problem? What is the business of senators and House of Rep members doing constituency projects? What is their business? Their job is to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of Nigeria. Is there Section 4 of the Constitution? There's nowhere they mention constituency. So it is the system that corrupts us, and power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we cannot have a Senate, instead of getting concerned about oversight functions under sections 88 and 89 of the Constitution, to hold the executive and even the judiciary accountable. You have senators, when ministers come and members of the DMAs, they ask them, what do you have for us? So if their budget, for example, is going to be 500 billion, they must build in that for the legislators. That budget of 5 billion will become about 700 to 800 billion. No country grows like that. No country. By the way, if you look at Section 63 of the 1999 Constitution, the National Assembly is to sit for no less than 180 days. That means 6 months in a year. That is why you see many legislators engaging in business contrary to constitutional provisions that they should not, except farming. The reason is that they have much time in their hands. All you need to do is to schedule your time and make sure you have sat for 6 months in a year. Then in such a case, have recommended again and again, what do we need a full-blown National Assembly for? What do we need? 109.